Two agents walk into a listing appointments this week. Both have the exact same script, word for word. One converts at 82%, the other 31%. Same script, wildly different results. But here's the truth most agents miss. The script isn't the problem. How you're holding the script is the problem. There's an invisible factor that separates agents who use scripts as a crutch from agents who use scripts as a foundation. And once you understand this, everything changes. I've been in this industry for over 28 years. And in those 28 years, I've sat in hundreds of listing appointments. I've watched top producers close deals they had no business closing. And I've watched brilliant agents lose listings they should have won in their sleep. And here's the pattern. Every single top producer I know uses scripts. Every single one. But the way they use them, completely different from what most agents are taught. Most agents treat scripts like a performance to memorize. Top producers treat scripts like an operating system to internalize. And that's the difference. It's the difference between walking into a listing appointment feeling like you're performing and walking in feeling like you're in complete control. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to make that shift from performing your script to operating from your script. And I'm going to give you my complete agent script book so you can start implementing this immediately. Let's paint the picture. Before a listing appointment, they pull out this script. They rehearse it in the car. They try to memorize every line. And when they walk in the door, they're running the script in their head. Okay, next I'll say this, then I'll say that. Then I hit the third objection handler. They're not with the seller. They're with the script. They're performing. Now contrast with a top producer. They study the script until they understand the logic. They internalize the framework. They absorb the why behind each section. And when they walk in, they're not thinking about the script at all because it's already in their bones. They're operating from a deeply internalized system. Here's the difference. When you're performing a script, you're in your head. When you're operating from a script, you're fully present. And the seller feels that difference in the first 30 seconds. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's actually a reason this happens. The invisible factor is presence. Not confidence, not certainty, presence. When you're running a script in your head, your attention is split. Part of you is listening to the seller, but part of you is monitoring your performance. You're having two conversations at the same time. One with the seller and one with yourself. And sellers pick up on this immediately. They can feel the performance. They can sense the distance. But when the script is internalized so deeply that you don't have to think about it, your attention becomes whole. Now you're watching body language. You're seeing micro expressions. You're hearing concerns between the lines. You're adapting in real time. You're fully present. And here's what the seller experiences. They feel seen. They feel heard. They feel understood. And that's why two agents with the same script get completely different results. One is performing the script. The other is guided by it. The script becomes invisible, but it's doing all the work. Just like the professional athlete, they practice the fundamentals thousands of times so that in the game, they don't think. They just play. That's what we're going for. Now, let me show you how to get there. Here's the system to internalize scripts so deeply they disappear. This is where most agents stop. You read the script, you understand it logically, you can recite it, but knowing and embodying are completely different. Here's what you do. Read the script out loud 10 times. Not to memorize, but to understand the rhythm, the transitions, the pivot points. You're learning the architecture. This is where the transformation happens. You practice the script in different scenarios, but here's the key. You practice variations. You don't memorize the words. You internalize the principles. Ask yourself, what's the purpose of this section? What outcome am I leading the seller toward? How does this handle the objection behind the objection? Role play with someone. Have them throw you curveballs. Stay with the framework, but adapt the words. You're training your nervous system to operate from the system, not the script. Now you take it into the real appointments. But here's what most agents skip. You debrief after every appointment. Ask yourself, where did I default back to performing? Where was I fully present? Where did the framework help me? What needs more internalization? After 20 to 30 appointments, the script is no longer something you use. It becomes something you are. That's mastery. Let me give you an example. One of my agents in my coaching program came to me with a 35% conversation rate. Strong agent, great scripts, but she was performing. I walked her through this exact 3-phase system. 6 weeks later, after her first appointment using this approach, she sends me a text. I felt like a completely different person. Same words, same script, but she was present for the first time. 3 months later, conversation rate, 71%. And she said something I'll never forget. It doesn't feel like selling anymore. It feels like guiding people through a decision they already wanted to make. That's the shift. When you move from performance to presence, selling stops feeling like selling. It starts feeling like service. All right, here's your next step. I'm giving you my complete agent script book. Listing presentations, buyer consultations, objection handlers, follow-up scripts, everything. It's 100% free. Just click on the link in the description. But here's how I want you to use it. Don't read it to memorize. Read it to understand the logic. Ask yourself, why does this script follow this way? What's the framework under it? What principle is this teaching? Then pick one script, just one. Run it through the 3-phase mastery system. Practice it until it becomes invisible, until you're fully present, until you can operate from it, not perform it. And when you do, come back to the comments and tell me, which script did you internalize? What shifted for you? And if you want the full weekly structure to build a predictable, referral-based business, check the first link in the description. I'll see you in the next one.